Hi, this is Alicia, and thank you so much for watching my channel. I really appreciate some of the comments that I'm getting. In this video, I want to show you how you can find subject to deals on Zillow. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's online, it's Zillow, Actually, you'd be surprised to see what kind of leads you can actually find. Because if you're just starting out and you're looking for a way to get in the business without spending a lot of money, in lead lists and places where you can buy these leads, then I suggest you use places like Zillow, and I think it's a pretty good place where you can see actual owners trying to sell their homes. You would be surprised, to see what kind of leads you can find. After all, they're actual people trying to sell their homes, and that's what you're looking for. You'll find for sale by owners, you're going to find pre-foreclosures, even foreclosures if that's what you want. But for the sake of subject to leads, then you want pre-foreclosures and you want people who are trying to sell, and you like the new construction areas. Okay, so I hope this is going to be helpful to you. I know that this is what I do when I'm in a new area. Like the other day, I visited Texas and I wanted to know what was in that area and that I was working with, and that's what I did. In addition to, calling ads on Craigslist, which I wouldn't rule that out, you can use online sources like Zillow. Okay, so without much further ado, let's get into it. Let's dive in. Okay, so I'm in California, and I've chosen to use, I think I'm going to go for Hesperia. So, Hesperia, I'm going to type it in, Hesperia, California. And the reason why I picked Hesperia is because I knew there was some building going on there. And it's in a price range where normal people can pay for. So the 350s and all that. So I'm going to try that and see what happens, right? And I know that there's some newer properties that have been built there within the last maybe about 7 years or so. So the first thing I do is I go under this section here. It says for sale or whatever. I only want to see for sale. I do not want to see potential listing, and I don't want to see anything for rent. So I just want to see for sale. Okay? Then I'm going to click the price. I don't care. I'm not going to even deal with the price at this point. But the only thing I care about is I don't want any. I want 3+. Because my customers or my buyers are wanting 3+ bedrooms. So I'll do that. And then the home type, I don't want apartments and lots and lands and townhomes and condos and apartments. I only want houses. Done. So you could save the search, and then you can go back in there every time you want to see results. So here we are. We have 303 results. If you look under, let's see, where am I? If you look under more, then you can add any other things. Like if you don't want HOAs, like sometimes I go that deep. I don't want any HOA. Right now I have any. But it's okay. I don't mind the HOA right now. And the year built, you can actually put that in here too, so that you can get it down. For this search, I'm not going to bother to put in the year built. Although, as you know, I like to have my homes within the 5-year built. So I won't go any older than that. And you can also, of course, specify whether you want single story. I don't need any of that. I don't need a view. I don't need any of that. I'm okay with that. Okay, so looking at your search, looks like there's quite a few of them. Oh, by the way, let me see if I could find pre-foreclosures. My goodness. Okay, so for sale, here we are. Okay, forgot to tell you this part. I do not want to see any listings by agent. I don't want coming soon. I don't want foreclosures. I want by owner. Now, new construction, well, I don't mind it, and I have a system for attacking new construction homes, but for this experience or this example, I'm not going to use new construction. So looking underneath here, pending under contract, I don't need any of those. So potential listings are really all about if something is foreclosed, or make me moves are like the snot nosed people, I don't want to move unless I have the right price kind of thing. I ain't interested in you, because you know what? I'm not gonna get my way with you. You don't need cash, or you're not in an urgent enough situation for me to work with. So I don't want that. But see this right here? That would be under potential listings. You want to click pre-foreclosures. Don't click that one, because that's foreclosures. You know what I mean? That's already done. Why? We want to help people, right? So we want pre-foreclosures. There you go. And everything else doesn't matter. So click done. So now you have the real list of things. The stuff that's in red, I guess, is for sale, and the stuff that's pre-foreclosure, it's in blue. But check it out. In this area, there's quite a bit of pre-foreclosures, and there's a few, that's FSBOs. So here's what I do. The first thing I do is I attack the FSBOs first, so you can isolate those and do that. And the way I do it is I call them. Okay? So here you go. I mean, there's free list right here. So let's dive in a little bit. So these red ones, I guess, are for sale, right? This one says for sale by owner. See that right there? That's for sale by owner. 3-2, just like we wanted. And let's see when this was built. I don't care about the views that it's getting. I'm not interested in any of that, but it was built in 1980. A little too old for me. But let's look at it, okay? Just because it's there. Okay, and I'll show you something. So to call these FSBO, this is a FSBO, right? This is a FSBO. See that? House is okay, But see this right here? You know what I mean? It's not for every buyer. And you're talking about a fixer. That may not be a fixer. That's good for some people. But to me, this right here is a fixer. Okay? And so you understand. Look at that. That looks nice to them. And it looks nice to somebody coming in. But guess what? It's a fixer. Not everybody wants this. Oh, by the way, that's a nice tub. But it's a fixer, right? Because you have to do something for it in order for it to be rent ready. So that's why built in 1980, you're going to have some 1980 stuff in there, I would just stop right here. I wouldn't even bother to look. But just for the sake of giving you an experience, example of what it is I'm looking for, let's go down here a little bit. So now I'm looking to see who owns it and who I can call. Do not call the realtor. See this right here? Get more information. Ignore that. Okay, that's if you want the realtor to call you. Okay? All right, sorry, girl. I left your email in there. But you don't want to put an email in here and have anybody contact you. You're not interested in any of this stuff, right? So go down a little further. I'm on the right side. Keep going further down. Down, down, down. See where it says listing provided by? I don't understand why they'd bury it all the way down here. Because if I were an owner and I was advertising on Zillow, I would like to have my phone number fronted in the front where people can see it. But anyway, this is who you're going to call. Okay, and that's the name, the phone number for this listing. Okay, and so there you go. We found our first one, but I'm not interested because it's too old. Okay, but if you were just calling just because you wanted to get a deal, any deal, maybe it might be a wholesale or something, then you could try that. All right, so here's another one, nice and cheap. So 4.2, it's pretty good for sale by owner. Let's see how old this is. It's built in 2005. Now that's still a little bit, out there as far as the newness. I like it again within 5 years. So anything from 2010, 2015, 2014, that's good for me. But this is still good, okay? Because It looks new, and it looks like it would need minimal or not that much repairs anyways. Probably paint and carpet. Let's take a look at the pictures. Okay, see the tile floors. Hate those, but okay. Um, but nevertheless, it's clean. That's good for a tenant. It's a nice home, for somebody who's starting out and who wants to rent with an option to buy. That's very good. It's a nice house. It's pretty decent. And then look at the price. Pretty good. Okay, let's take a look and see tax history. It was listed for sale, I guess, here on Zillow. Okay, and the 279.5, that's what it is. It's the current. And the taxes, not looking too much at that right now. Not looking at any of that. What I'm looking for is the number to call. So I'm not calling that number. I'm not going there. Remember, we're going all the way down and it says listing provided by. That's the number I'm going to call. All right, so there's another one. So this right here, those two, or whatever I'm going to be working with, I'm putting that in my database, in my CRM. So that goes in my CRM, and I'm going to work with that one. And I'm going to be calling that phone number. And not only that, but I'm going to actually continue to market to these people as long as I can. Because if they say, okay, no, I'm not interested, I made an offer and they're not interested, then fine, I'll move on. But that name and that house goes into my CRM. Okay, again, we're looking again. This is more of an upscale home. You could see it's behind some gates. I'm fine with that. I work with gates. And it looks like you probably won't even need to do too much to this. Has a desert scape, which means you have a very minimal amount of lawn work that you need to do. Again, this right here, I can tell you, they're probably not going to get rid of it as quickly as, let's say, a price range of $279, like the one we just saw. Nevertheless, this is still a good house, and somebody wants it. There's a buyer for every house. That's what I say. All right, so single family, built in 2002, so it's not that new, but nevertheless it is. But it's on acres. Look at that. So with properties like these, right, that are a little on the higher end for the area, you're going to find that they're going to be a little harder to get rid of, and you're talking about some acres here. So you need a specialized buyer for that. But nevertheless, this house here would be a owner financed house for me. In other words, I would take it over subject to, and then I would owner finance it out to somebody who wants to buy without having to go through a bank to buy. Okay, and then I would be their bank. So that's how I would do that deal. And again, we're going to go down. It's listed for sale, 630. Oh, by the way, let's look at the Zestimate on this. It says 541. So, okay, I would want to know from the owner why this disparity. Why are you listing it more than what the value is? And probably is because maybe they're upside down. It's possible. And for that reason, you would take over the property subject to the underlying mortgage. So that means the amount you buy it for would be the balance on the mortgage, which probably would be more than the 541 that's valued there. Okay, so again, we go all the way down. We're looking for the section where it says listing provided by owner, and we're going to call that number. Alrighty then. So that's how you do this, your for sale by owner. And for the pre-foreclosures, wow, there's quite a few of them. You're not going to get pretty pictures for these unless they're listed, okay? So you're just going to get an about place there. That's the thing with pre-foreclosures. There's really these people don't know that they want to sell. That's it. So, but they're sitting ducks, you know what I mean? They have to do something. They have to do something about their situation. And it's up to you to show them what they can do and what your services are. And with these, I mean, you really have to be sympathetic, and you have to have an ear for this. It's not for everybody. That's what I think. And the reason why I've been so successful with pre-foreclosures is because I have an ear for it, and I'm genuinely want to help them. You know, I will do what I need to do to help these people. So that means if somebody is really so poor that they can't even afford groceries, I will buy them groceries. You know, that's as far as I would go. And I think this is the same attitude you need to have in, you know, when dealing with pre-foreclosures. Not everybody is poor, by the way. Some people are just defiant. It's like, I will not I will not leave this house until I get what I want, you know. So you have them in all types, and you just have to match their how do I say, energy. So if they are trying to just get rid of it, I don't want it, then same thing. You know, you're going to show them how you can take it over and what it means for them, or what the benefits are. But okay, so here's a pre-foreclosure, right? First thing I'm looking at again, I want to know the year built. Okay, it's kind of old, 1986. Looks like regular 0.71 acres. That means it's not an acre, and it's sort of like normal for that area where it's built on that type of that amount of space. So I know it's like a row house, you know, those one here, one here, one here. Okay, so so I know a little bit about the house, right? That's what this is giving me, just a little bit about the house. Is it accurate here? I'm not sure, you know, but they're just reading from the tax records, and they're pulling this information. So it's pretty good. I think it is. I mean, obviously I'm a realtor, so I use other, you know, other places to find information, but nevertheless, this is pretty good if you are just starting out. All right. So again, this is not going to have contact owner on here. It won't, because they're not necessarily wanting to sell this home. So it is your job now to get this address and do your research. So you can take this address here and whatever amount of information you want here. But by the way, you would want to use the property information sheet. And I could, you know, I guess I could put one in the download section there where I can give you one. And basically you're actually writing down all of this information on that sheet. Okay. And then as you get information, you're going to update that sheet. And what you want to do is have this sheet filled out fully. And now you can analyze the property. That's really what it's about. You want to analyze the deal. So for every one of these that you find, fill one out and then send out your direct mail or whatever it is that you're doing to find these. All right. So more information is going to be on my website on this. But this is how you can find deals. Remember, recap. We went into the area that we think where people are going to want to live. So we find properties there, then you can lease them out with an option to buy or owner finance them out. And then I chose for sale, and I went buy owner. And for the pre-foreclosures, I went under potential listings, this right here. And then I clicked on pre-foreclosures, right? And that was it. Then for the price, I left it alone. For the bedrooms, I want 3+. And then that's it. Then we could go into more and then go further on in terms of, okay, I only want single story, or I only want year built. But I only would change the year built thing, and then I would put that in there and save the search, whatever you want, and then do your searches. So what I found in some of most of the areas that I have been searching in this area here, I'm finding a lot of pre-foreclosures and not as many FSBOs. Depends on your area. Because if we did, let's say I wanted to do another search. Let's see. I'm going to search the Woodlands, place where I was just at. Okay, this one. I was just there. All right. So let's say if I created the same search for the Woodlands. Yep, for sale. And buy owner. And I want potential listings. Whoops, I want potential listings. Want potential listings. I don't want foreclosed or make me moved. I just want pre-foreclosures. Okay, wow, look at that. Not too many. These are only FSBOs. Very interesting. I have the same search going on. See how it's different from area to area? You really have to try. So I happen to know this area. Where I would go if I were in this area, I'd probably go further down towards Houston, like Cypress Hills, or even in Conroe. That's what I would do. So you see, you have to be willing to do a little bit of research on Zillow to find the places where you want to actually be. All right, so hopefully that was helpful to you, and try it. And by the way, head on over to my website for some more information. Talk to you soon. Thank you.